How's it going? Welcome to Ben's Lab. Has anyone ever looked at icky bits of goo and ever thought, wow, that is super interesting? Yes? No? Well, I have. Did you know that the soil in your yard, in the park down the street, in the national park outside of town, wouldn't exist without creatures called slime molds? Now, when we think of the word mold, we think of the green stuff that makes our bread go yucky or grows in oranges. Ooh. Now, these things are molds, but they belong to a family of organisms known as fungi. Everyone knows fungi, because everyone has seen a mushroom, right? The stuff that turns your bread into rubbish is the same type of thing as the mushrooms your mum makes you eat at dinner time. Slime molds are different. They look like weird pulsating ooze that is able to move around all by itself. So not quite fungi, not quite animals, not quite plants, but something in between. They've been found doing some amazing things by scientists and are actually teaching us a few things. Fancy that. Now, a little aside, how can something not be a plant, an animal, or even a fungi? Well, in a later episode, I'm going to explain the circle of life to you, the different types of life and where they all fit in. But for now, I'm going to introduce you to slime molds. They are truly fascinating, if a bit slow moving, but they have a whole bunch of tricks up their sleeves. So let's go. Slime molds are among the most bizarre and repulsive organisms on Earth, for obvious reasons. They do resemble fungi in many ways, and occupy a similar ecological niche. Damp and decaying plant matter, for example, twigs, dead wood, leaf mulch, and soils, and open forest. They belong to the kingdom Protista, which includes such creatures as amoeba, and others that cause diseases like malaria. Despite their name, they are not molds, although they are similar. This is Mars today. Ancient Earth was just like this, the land at least. While the seas were teeming with life, the land was completely barren. Slime molds were among the first things to crawl onto land, living in the plants and bacteria that were there first. Their role as decomposers and recyclers of plants and microorganisms led to the first soils, which paved the way for modern land life, i.e. plants and modern animals. None of which would exist without these structures, tissues and differentiation and other bits and pieces that enable things like us to dance, grow, take selfies, or surf the internet. Anyway, I started to look at slime molds myself, venturing out to local parks and creeks. In experimental situations, they've used them to control miniature robots. They hook them up to a particular kind of slime mold called Physarum polycephalum, which, despite the fact that it has no brain, these things can navigate mazes and can memorise things. They've also put them on, say, maps of Tokyo or other countries and put oak flakes where the cities are, and they let the thing branch out to find the oak flakes, which is the source of food. And they find that it pretty much recreates like the Tokyo rail system perfectly, and it's actually more efficient than what the human engineers have done. So they're trying to nut out exactly how these things even do that for a start, how they do all this without any kind of a brain whatsoever, or nerves even. This will be where you tend to find slime molds, dead logs, dead wood on forest floors and other places where there's lots of dead, decaying vegetation. As some of you may know, fungi live on this sort of thing as well, so it's a little bit hard to tell them apart to the untrained eye, of which I'm one of those, but yeah, this is where you'll find them as a rule, in places like this. Now, slime molds tend to inhabit moist, damp areas like this. I'm in the Rainforest Conservatory at the Adelaide Botanical Gardens, just getting up close and personal. And as you can see, fungi and other such critters grow in abundance here because of the conditions. So it's possible, quite easy, to misidentify slime molds as the two organisms, slime molds and fungi, were once considered the same. That's now known not to be true. You can see that they are obviously competing with a range of similar organisms like mosses and lichens, all fighting for their piece of the forest floor. But they're here. I'll find more to show you. These moss structures, which resemble fungi, could be fruiting bodies of slime molds living in the dirt and taking their opportunity to reproduce. And we can get another look, better look. Those powdery web-like structures. Okay, back again, finishing off the show. You may have noticed that I didn't find a single thing during that episode, but that's no big deal, because a lot of science is based on people getting down and dirty and up to their necks in mud and finding nothing, but the fun's in looking anyway, and most scientific discoveries arose as a result of people just making so many mistakes. It wasn't funny, but eventually just that one experiment came through for them, so they still managed to change the world. So settle down. He wants to go off and play. This is Jasper, my producer, by the way. That's all I want to say. Even though you may fail a few times and fall flat on your face, well, don't give up, dragonfly. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep looking. It's out there, waiting for you to find it. So I'll see you next time. Adios.